Well, good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome. Wait a minute. Sorry, guys. Ugh. I didn't feel like myself. Alright, guys, so welcome back to Fat Cat Collection. Today I want to talk about a product that I just picked up for my home office, and I'm going to try to keep this under 5 minutes. Now, recently I've been really inspired by some of the guys' computer setups on YouTube, and I said, you know what, it's time for me to upgrade. You know, back in the day, when I first put my original video up on YouTube with my multiple monitors, not many people were doing the brackets with the quad displays and the multiple outputs on the video cards. If you had 2 displays, it was like, wow. And I was running 5 at one time and then 3 more on another computer. And back then a 17-inch display was pretty big. But as time went on, the 17s burned out, and as more time went on, my other monitors burned out, and I bought a couple 22s, and as time went on, those burned out. And recently I was left with 3 Dell 19s, which still work, but they have that glossy display. When that was popular, I don't know if they even make any monitors with that anymore. The light just comes through the window, and I'm always moving around trying to see the darn thing. Not good. So I finally said, you know, I spent so much time on the computer, let me look into getting new monitors. I've been wanting some for a while, and I've been wanting something a little bit larger than a 22. So it was around Christmas time, and I noticed they were having a deal locally on a couple nice HP monitors. Well, they were 27s, and unfortunately when I got to the store to look at them, and they were on sale for like $130 each, I said, you know what, that's great, I can rationalize that right now. But they didn't have the Versa mount. And as I looked at other monitors that were the LED style, they didn't have the Versa mount either. And the Versa mount's so you can hook it up to a bracket. You can take it off the stand that it comes on and put it on a bracket, whether it's clamped to your desk or wall mounted. Kind of like your flat panel TVs. You can imagine if you bought a flat panel TV and you just didn't wall mount it. I know today it's all you, well, let me correct myself. I know today basically it's all you can buy. But back in the day, you bought a flat panel TV to wall mount it. So I was a little disappointed in that. So I started looking a little bit, and then I saw another great deal on some curved monitors. Now, I've never been a fan of curved monitors at all. Curved cell phones, curved TVs, I just don't see the point because you're so far away, it doesn't really add to your viewing. You know, if anything, it decreases your viewing angle for others if they're sitting maybe off to the side. So I never really cared for curved monitors. But that was until I saw a few different setups and the fact that I started thinking about it. And you know what? I sit really close to my monitors. I'm always like within a foot from them, you know? And so I said, let me look into that. And I found a great deal on a couple Sceptre monitors. And I just want to do my quick, give you my quick 2 cents and my quick review. My initial, I've had them for about 1 week now, and I have to tell you, I'm extremely ecstatic. The quality is great. They're cosmetically nice looking, and they work with my bracket and my Versa mount. And this is the monitors right here. I have twin 32s, and I have to tell you, I was a little skeptical about getting a 32-inch monitor, period, because I have a 32 on the wall. And I said, gosh, you know, when you go ahead and move your windows around, am I constantly going to have to be, you know, when you expand it to the entire monitor, are you just going to have like information in the middle? Because a lot of websites, you basically just have your web page of a certain width, and then the rest is just wasted space. So I was like, well, you know, am I going to, or if I want to have two different windows or 2 different websites side by side, is it going to be an issue? You know, am I going to have to constantly keep moving or shrinking down windows and adjusting things? Well, I'm going to tell you about another device I installed that if you decide to go ahead and go with anything in a 32-inch size monitor like this, you're going to want to get. It's cheap enough, and it's a no-brainer if you're going to go ahead and upgrade your monitor setup. So let's talk a little bit about the monitors. I want to show them to you first, okay? So I'm just going to pick you on up here. Here they are here. And I have it mounted in a one on top of the other configuration. Side by side wasn't, with my particular bracket, wasn't an option. Plus my desk space, if I were to do that, I really like to have, I don't want the home office to be completely about monitors. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be completely about the computer. My office is not a gaming office. It's an office where I want it to look a certain way. In my opinion, I think it looks clean and classy, but it also has your tech. And this is kind of how I like to do things. You guys, I know I've said it before, I like tech, but I don't like to see a lot of it. I don't even like to see the computer, to be honest with you. But the monitors look really great. And so what I did is I just mounted one over the other. This is a quad display bracket that I'm just using 2 of the arms. And there, I was able to mount them perfectly. And what's nice about it, I was able to tip the top one down just enough where you don't lose any of the display, but it's very comfortable to look up at based on where I have my chair. I have my eyes roughly about centered on both of them. And it's very, very functional for me to put stuff up here that I'm maybe not working with right this second, but I need to glance to, okay? And so let me just go ahead and show you the curve on the monitors. Try to get an aerial shot there. See, they're very, very thin. One thing I like about these monitors, it's one of the thinnest borders or frames I've seen on a monitor. I don't know if you can see that. They're really, really thin. I mean, like, there's my pinky next to it. I mean, the width of the frame on this thing here, and it's even smaller. It's a little bit larger on the bottom, but on the top and sides, you're looking at roughly, let's see here, a centimeter. That's pretty small. That's pretty small compared to a lot of the monitors I've seen out there. And let's go ahead to the back of the monitor. Just want to go ahead and show you here kind of the inputs that you have. You have your Versa mount in the middle, which what I like on this is that they're super flat on top, and then of course where you have to mount it, it does flare out a little bit, but it's still very, very flat in design. Can you see that? You probably can't even see that. Sorry guys. There's got to be an easier way. So there's the inputs. You still have VGA. You have a digital display port, and then you have HDMI. You have audio in, audio out, and of course your power supply, and then your functions off to the side here for on, off, and adjusting the display. I added just some swords to kind of cover the wires a little bit on my quad monitor bracket, and then you can see one of the arms off to the side here is just not used. I love the way they look, and they're extremely easy on the eyes and very comfortable. And as you can see, we come around to the front. I have an expanded desktop here that I've just put this white rose that kind of matches the new white leather chair that I got. And I'm going to add a few more things that are white in the room as well. So I just want to put you down here again. And, well, let me just show you again kind of what it looks like a little bit from a distance there. Hopefully you can see that. And I have a little bit of a gap here where the mouse can go underneath there or whatnot. So let me talk a little bit about some of the specs on this here. I'm just going to pull it right off the website. And then the best part about this, guys, the best part about this is, yeah, you might be saying, yeah, there's lots of great monitors out there. I saw a kid do a review. He had twin 34s, I believe. Very enjoyable to watch. Beautiful setup. But the monitors he had were LGs, and they were like $1,000 each. And you know what? And I'm not a gamer. All I do is web browse and upload videos and do my web stuff on my websites and my referral sites, and that's really all I do, and I didn't really need a super, super high resolution. This was perfect for me. And so, with that being said, a little bit about it. The model number is a C325W-1920R. You have a 32-inch diagonal viewable screen. It's a curved screen naturally, as you can see. You have, again, your DisplayPort, HDMI, VGA, and PC audio inputs. Windows 10 compatible, contemporary, sleek metal design, and I tell you, it is a very sleek design. It's one of the nicest ones I've seen. Let's see here. It's going to give you it is a 1080p resolution, 1920 by 1080. The stand that came on this is actually very, very nice too. If you're not going to wall mount these or Versa mount these, it's that kind of like a halo round bottom, but I mean, who really cares about that? You know, the screen's what's most important. Again, you have your display port on here, and you have what's called blue light shift, reducing your monitor's blue light to protect your eyes from fatigue, irritation, and strain. It is an LED, sharper contrast of light and darks, as you know. HDMI in, response time of 5 milliseconds. You do have the Versa wall mount. VGA also is compatible with if you have an older computer. And what else? The rest of it I just encourage you to check out on their website. It will do a 480i, 480p, 720p, 1080i, and 1080p at 60 Hz refresh rate. And that's about it. As far as power standby mode, 0.5 watts, and they only draw 28 watts when they're on. So I haven't gone to power saving mode when I'm not working on, which is great. As far as the dimension on these, just to mention that, they are. With the stand, you're looking at 28, with or without the stand on width, 28.38 inches in width. With the stand, roughly 19 inches high, about 16.5 inches wide high without the stand, and your depth doesn't really matter. So, because they're so thin anyways. So that's really about it. It comes with actually an HDMI cable, a VGA cable, and your power supply. Keep in mind with the power supply, it's different than your standard monitors. It's actually its own transformer. So they're not really long. You know, with those other old school ones, you can actually order 10, 12-foot ones depending on where you're going to mount, have your computer, which is really nice. With this, the only negative thing I have to say about it is that these power supplies aren't super long, and so if you have a situation where your computer is quite a distance away, you have to find a different option, whether that be to mount a extension cord on your Versa mount, or a power strip if it's wall mounted behind the monitor wouldn't really be an issue. But for me, as you can see, my desk is all glass and you see everything. So I had to be very, very sleek and kind of sneaky about how I hit all the wires. And I think I did a pretty good job. You can barely see any of them. So that's about it, folks. Fantastic display, great picture quality, easy on the eyes, easy on the power bill. And here's the best part, the price point. Now, I got these out the door with tax shipped for $402. That's dirt cheap. That's a no-brainer. But right now, you know, we're after Christmas. You're going to find them roughly in the little bit low 200s, which is still a great deal. You're still right there. And I'll put a link in the description where you get these through my eBay links for the best deal from the reputable sellers. So if you guys looking to upgrade your monitor, let me tell you, these are fantastic. It's one of the best values out there. Now, I also told you about a feature, about a program that if you do get a monitor like this, I urge you to get. Right now, it's only $15 for the Pro version. I'll put a link in the description for that as well. It's called Display Fusion. And what it does, it allows you to manage your screensaver. It has a ton of features, none of which I'm really going to use. But what I wanted it for was it allows you to create a virtual desktop on each monitor, a virtual monitor on each monitor. So, with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and show you here that when I go ahead and click this button to expand on this particular screen, it'll go like this. So, I have this set on two different ways here. On this screen, let's just say I were to reduce this window size down to this, right? And I want to expand it. I would just click that and it expands the entire screen. I click it again, it defaults to where I had it. Well, what's nice about this, and you can set this however you want, but with Display Fusion, if I drag this up to the top here, I have this monitor set as a dual monitor. So I can actually drag it if I want to, going like this across the whole monitor, but I can go like this. Whoops. Oh, actually, folks, sorry, I have it set to a triple display. So what I can do is just go ahead and click this, and I'll expand it here. So it thinks that each one of these squares is a display. I expanded it there. Let's go ahead and add another window, take it over here, and expand it. And so what it's done is it's separated three different, it's created three monitors on one screen. So you can configure it however you want with, I believe, unlimited different, I'm calling them virtual monitors within the monitor, but you get the idea. It's really great because for me, when I'm working on stuff, I can easily just snap this up here and utilize the entire screen, and it's like I have three different monitors with no bezel or border. So it's a great program, and for the price, it's a no-brainer. Plus, you want the cool factor. It allows you to stretch a picture and change, different. You have different desktops on each monitor. You could have a toolbar on each monitor. So there's tons of features in that I haven't even checked out yet. I just wanted to be able to do that. So great product, worth every penny. There's a 30-day free trial, which I need to actually buy it because it's on sale for $15 right now, which I will. So you get the point. Fantastic. So guys, thank you very much for watching the video. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop a comment. If you're interested in getting a new monitor, do it through my links. It does help to support the channel. Remember to subscribe, and as always, have a great day, folks. Take care.